So here we are going to solve the Accenture reasoning ability questions, and just remember guys, all these questions are from the latest slot. So definitely a few of you might feel easy and few might feel a little difficult, but these are the actual questions which were asked in the latest slot. And then next, so in total there are 90 questions in Accenture exam, 90 minutes are given to solve. And out of these 90 minutes, 90 questions, 17 questions are from reasoning ability. So there is no separate time. So this is what I want to share you guys before starting our video, and also just check our previous videos related to Accenture playlist, like aptitude videos and also coding questions. So we have made several videos related to coding questions and also pseudocode questions, English ability questions. Just go check our previous videos, and let's start our today's video without any delay. And here comes the very first question in our today's session. So in a certain code language, A means addition and S means subtraction, M means multiplication and D means division. Fine, right? These are all the arithmetic operators. Each symbol represents each operator. Now let's solve this expression. 25, and replacing each of these symbols with the respective operators. So 25 into 15, D means division, 15 divided by 5, and A means addition, plus 15, S subtraction, minus 81. This is the required expression. I am solving it using BODMAS, BODMAS. So bracket of division, first division should be solved, and then multiplication followed by addition and subtraction. So division is 15 by 5, 3, and then multiplication 25 into 3 plus 15 minus 81. 25 3s are 75, 75, this 25 3s are plus 15, which gives 90. Finally 90 minus 81, 90 minus 81, which gives us 9. Option D is the correct answer. So the only hint is we should solve it using BODMAS rule. So here comes a very important model, like figure based reasoning question. So this answer will only be solved when you look at each of these geometrical figure independently. So there are 5 boxes given. We are supposed to predict the 6th box. So let's start. So circle, here it is circle, and then here. So if we observe circles, we come to know that circles are passing on successive boxes. It is in the first box, then it goes to the next second box, then third box, then it is in the fourth, fifth, and in the sixth box it should be somewhere here, right? So option A or B or D will be satisfied for circle. Now let's go for triangle. If you look at triangle, in each of these boxes, just observing triangle, we can say that triangle is skipping the middle box. So triangle in the next figure, it skipped this box and came to here. So it is skipping one box. So triangle is skipping one. So in the next figure, triangle will be so here, right? So if you look at that, so option A or option B, D is ruled out. And finally we get square. If we observe square, initially square is in here and then square came up here. It is moving in the reverse direction. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth, here it comes in the last box. Square comes up here. So option B is the correct one. And moving on to the third question, this is a very simple question, but it's test your visual skills. Like you have to look carefully, very carefully. Like you should count the number of I succeeding J in the given pattern. Like let me first count I's here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So actually in total there are 8 I's, but we only require I succeeding J, which means that I is followed by J. Sorry, J is followed by I. I succeeding J means I comes later, J comes first. So now if we look for the answer, so J comes first and then I, Ji, here Ji and here Ji. In total only there are 3 occurrences. Option C is the correct answer. So here comes a very important model, that is statements and conclusion. Based on the given statement, we have to find whether the conclusions are correct or not. So basically these kind of problems can be solved using Venn diagram method. and also there is other shortcut method, but here we are following Venn diagram method. So let's start it. Some x or y, let me consider x, this circle as x, and some x or y. So x share get intersected with y, so they share some part. So this is for some x or y, and then some y or z. I can write some y or z in this way. So this is first Venn diagram I can draw in this way, but I can also draw the same Venn diagram in different way, many ways. So let me try with one more way. So this is some x and this is y, some x or y, but also some y or z. We don't know which part of the y is occupied by z, right? So y in the first Venn diagram we have drawn in this way, but we don't know which part of the y is intersected by z. So now I am drawing this part. So this is the second method of drawing the Venn diagram. So in these, by observing these two Venn diagrams, now let's decide which of the conclusions are correct. So the technique here is that even in one diagram, if the conclusion fails, then it is considered as a failure, like the conclusion is not correct. Some x or z. So if we consider some x or z, here the conclusion got false. So no x is z in the first Venn diagram, whereas in the second Venn diagram, some x or z is true. But we only stick when all the Venn diagram gives us true. So first statement, first conclusion got failed. No x is z. In the first Venn diagram, if I look, no x is z is true. Here it is true. But here no x is z is false. So one true, one false. So it has to be false. A conclusion is correct only when it is correct with all the respective Venn diagrams drawn. No matter how many Venn diagrams you draw, in each of the Venn diagram it should satisfy. Only then the conclusion is true. In our case, both the conclusion got failed, so neither of the conclusion follows. Moving on to the next question, fifth question. 3, 5, 8, 13, 20, and we have to find the next successive number. So here let's find the differences between these numbers. 3, 5, 8, 13, 20. So 5 minus 3, the difference is 2. Here the difference is 3. Here 13, 8, difference 5, and then next 7. So the differences are following a pattern: 3, 2, 3, 5, 7. So most of you guys definitely will commit a mistake. Like they will think that next number is 9. 3, 2, 3, 5, 7 and 9, 20 plus 9, 29, and they'll mark the answer as 29. But the correct option is 31, because 2, 3, 5, 7, 9. Next number is not, sorry, 2, 3, 5, 7. Next number is not 9, it is 11. Because the pattern followed here is not odd numbers, it is the prime numbers, right? If the pattern is odd number, 2 should not come. So the pattern is following the successive prime numbers. So we are adding successive prime numbers to first prime number, next 3, next 5, 7, next 11 should be added. 31 is the final answer. And moving on, here comes read the information below and answer the question. Definitely this is very significant, because for the information given below, definitely at least 3 to 4 questions will be asked on the same information. So you should never skip this, because if you skip this, if you get it wrong, definitely 3 or 4 questions will be wrong. So you should be very careful. Now let's start trying this. There are 7 friends, Shweta, Shivani, Deepthi, Naina, Nilajana, Ishta and Aditi. So they are sitting around a circular table. So let's make a circular table. Shivani is sitting next to both Shweta and Nilajana. So how is this possible? Only when Shivani is sitting middle of Shweta and Nilajana, right? So let's consider Shivani is here and Shweta and Nilajana. So first statement is right? Like it is done. Shivani is sitting next to both Nilajana and Shweta. And then second statement, Nilajana is sitting to the immediate left of Deepthi. So Nilajana, so all of them are turning into the towards the center of the table. So sitting immediate left of Deepthi. So somewhere if we consider Deepthi here, so Deepthi, Nilajana will be sitting right of Deepthi. Left of Nilajana sitting left to Deepthi is impossible, because there is Shivani on the right side of Nilajana. So when is this possible? It is possible only when, if you make the diagram in this way, Shivani is middle, sitting in middle, but Shweta on this side, and then Nilajana in this way. If you arrange in this way, and then second point will be valid, like Nilajana is sitting immediate left of Deepti. Somewhere here Deepti comes. So Deepti, all of them are looking towards the center of the table. So then left of Deepti is Nilajana. Now first 2 points got valid. And finally, one person sitting between Deepti and Aditi. So sitting between Deepti and Aditi. Somewhere if I consider Aditi here, so between Deepti and Aditi, who are missing? The rest two people are, one is Naina and the other is Ishita. But here clearly it is mentioned that it is not Ishita. So the other person will be Naina. So Naina will be sitting here, and finally the leftover person Ishita is here. So we got the complete relationship. So Nirajana, Shivani, Shweta, Ishita, Aditi, Naina and Deepti. Now let's start answering this question. Who is left of Shivani? Directly we can say, if some here it is Shivani, on the left side of Shivani it is Shweta. So the answer is Shweta for the first question. And moving on to the next question, like the same, like based on the same information, who are the immediate neighbors of Ishita? So if we consider Ishita, here it is Ishita, the neighbors are Aditi and Shweta. So here Ishita is sitting, and on the left side Aditi and the right side Shweta. So option A is the correct answer. So guys, it is very simple once if you deduce the relationship between the information given. And moving on, who is sitting right to Naina? Like the answer will be Aditi, right? So we have seen the same relationship. So on the right hand side of Naina, it is Aditi. And here comes a question, like we should find which of the statements is sufficient to answer the given question. So there is a football game played into halves between teams A and B. So A and B are playing football, scored 40% of its total goals in the first half, and in second half B scored 30% of the total goals. And the question is, what is the number of goals scored by A in the second half? So here let me consider two matches, first match, second match. So in first match there is A and there is B. So if we consider total goals in first match as X and second match as Y, so here it is given 40% of its total goal. A scored 40% of total goals in first match. If total goals is X, 40% will be 0.4X. The remaining will be 0.6X. So this is for first match. And for second match, total goals if we consider Y, B scored 30% of them. So 0.3 Y is scored by B, whereas the remaining 0.7 Y is scored by A. So now it is given in the both the statements, like it is given in the question. Now let's read statements. The number of goals scored by B in the first half were 7. So in the first half, the number of goals scored by B is given. So we can find X. The number of goals scored by both teams were equal. Here, the question, in order to solve the number of goals scored by A in the second match, we should find 0.7 Y, right? So we should be knowing the value of Y to get the answer. So by reading the conclusion, like statement 1, number of goals scored by B in first half, we get 7. So with first statement, we can find the value of X, and with the second statement, we get an equation, which is like number of goals is equal. Like total number of goals scored by A will be 0.4X plus 0.7Y equals to 0.6X plus 0.3Y. So we get a linear equation. So there are two variables but only one equation. But in the first statement we got the value of X. So using both statements we can find the answer. Both statements are sufficient to answer the given question. Moving on, here comes a pattern. Like there is a series, we are supposed to find the missing number somewhere here. So 13, 4, 17, 7, 25, 10, a missing number followed by 13 and 73. Here the trick is simple, just there are two independent series in the given series, like 13, 17, 25, the missing number, and 73 is one series, and 4, 7, 10, 13 is one series. Now let's find out how. Like 4, 7, 10, 13. 4 plus 3, 7 plus 3, 10 plus 3. So the second series is adding 3 to each successive term. And now coming to the first series, 13 plus 4 is 17, 17 plus 8 is 25, and then 25 plus 16 we get the answer missing number, and 16 plus 25 plus 16 is 41, the missing term is 41, and then adding 32 to the 41 we get 73. So the series is satisfied, right? So the first series we are multiplying by 2 to the each successive term, like 4 into 2 8, 8 into 2 16, into 2 32. We are adding to the previous number. And the second series is simply adding 3 to the previous number. That's how it is. And here comes the information based question again. So you can't deny this because at least 4 questions will be answered if you get it right. Directly you can mark the answers once you understand this information. So now before that, a small subscriber note, guys. So if you are new to our channel, subscribe to our channel, and also please check out the Instagram channel link and also Telegram group link of Let's Crack It. So I have mentioned these links in the description box. At the same time, check all other previous videos of our channel. So definitely for Accenture, we have created a separate playlist for Accenture where you will be finding everything like aptitude of latest slots and pseudo codes from Accenture, and also coding round like coding questions of Accenture, English ability. So all these will be found at one place, that is Let's Crack It channel. Just go and check out all the previous videos. Now let's start answering this question. Just read the information. There are 11 friends, and they are sitting in the first row of a stadium watching a cricket match. It's fine. Now let's start reducing the relationship by reading these 4 statements. T is to the immediate left of P. So let's consider P here, and T is immediate left of P, that is TP, fine. And third to the right of U. So T is third to the right of U. Somewhere if we consider U, and first, second and third, in the third place T. So between U and T there are 2 people. Now let's read the second statement. V is the immediate neighbor of M and N. So let me consider M here. So V N. So it is possible only V sits between M and N. V is the immediate neighbor to both M and N, and third to the left of S. So V is third to the left of S. Somewhere if we find S here, first, second, sorry, somewhere here it is S. So first, second, third. V is third to the left side of S. So second statement is done. And moving on to the third, M is the second to the right of Q. So M is second to the right of Q. So somewhere here it is Q, and right of Q, this is the first place. In the second place it is M. So between Q and M there is one person, and R is sitting next to the right of, sorry, I missed here. So who is at one of the ends? So he is saying that Q is at one of the ends. So the next end should come somewhere here. So final statement, R is sitting next to the right of P. Right of P is here. P, R. R is sitting next to the right of P, and P is second to the right of O. So this is first to the right of O, and P is somewhere here. O if we consider first, second. So between O and P there is one person. Guys, here if we consider O here, first to the right of O is T, second to the right of O is P. So this is the relationship we got from the entire information given. So U, some blank is missing, O, T, P, R, and Q, some blank, one person is missing, M, V, N, and another person here it is missing, finally S. But the clue here it is Q is one of the end, like Q is one of the end. So knowing that, we can simply say that R must be the other end. So in order to make that, I can just insert this part, all this part, whatever I got at here. So U, if I fix U here, so the missing part will be S. So the missing part will be S, U, O, T, P, R. So S will be the missing part. So now I got the entire arrangement except this one place. So which of the following letters is missed? If we see this, W is missing, right? So we can simply insert W here. So the correct answer, final answer is Q, W, M, V, N, USOTPR. So just with with this relationship, you can blindly mark all the 4 questions. Whatever the 4 questions coming now, we can simply mark it. So who is at the center of the row? Simply by looking at this arrangement, we can simply say that you will be the middle person, because on the right hand side there are 5 persons and on the left hand there are 5. In total there are 11 people. The option D is the correct answer. U is sitting in the center. And coming to the 12th question, based on the same information, which of the following people are sitting to the right of S? So the right of S, the people are OTPR. OTPR, option B, simply we can mark. So that's why I'm saying, guys, it is very, very important reading information part. So who are the immediate neighbors of T? So immediate neighbors of T are O and P. So option A is the correct answer. And here comes the last question based on the information given. So if Q and P, O and N, M and T, W and R interchange their positions, so then which of the following pairs of friends will be sitting at the ends? So basically now at present Q and R are sitting at the ends. So if they interchange their places, who will be sitting at the ends? So to know that, simply we should focus on only two of these cases. Q is interchanged by P, right? So Q is interchanged by P, and somewhere here it is Q. And then R is interchanged by W, right? So here comes W and R comes here. Now in the new arrangement, so P and W will be sitting at the ends. Option 3 is the correct answer. We are at the last question in this session, like coding and encoding decoding type model. In a certain code, struggle is written as something like this, and how would roster be coded in the same language? How can we solve this question? Like we are supposed to decode this struggle, how struggle is written in this way. Now let's try. So if we number each of the alphabet, like S is written in V, S is written as V. So we are adding 3 successive alphabets, S, T, U, V. So on adding 3 we get V, right? So whereas T, we are subtracting 3. When subtracted by 3 we get Q, Q, R, S, T. So similarly for R plus 3 we get U, and for U minus 3. So this is the series, plus 3 minus 3 plus 3 minus 3. Now let's solve for rooster. ROSTER. R plus 3, STU we get, O minus 3 we get L, and S plus 3 TUV. ULV is the series. Option A is the correct answer.